This week on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk, we bring you full coverage of the 30th Annual World Crown 300. We also look at local division racing from Gresham Motorsports Park, and we talk World Crown action with Matt Weaver. All that coming up next here on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. Hi folks, welcome to Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. I'm Brandon Reed. Thanks for being with us. We've got a ton of racing action to bring to you this week, so let's get started with today's headlines. Preston Peltier becomes the 21st different winner of the World Crown 300 at Gresham Motorsports Park. David McCoy sweeps late model action at Toccoa Speedway. J.P. Morgan scores the X1R Pro Cup victory at Anderson Motor Speedway, and rain washes out racing events around the Southeast. For more on these and other stories, visit us online at RaceweekIllustrated.com. Our lead story: after weather pushed the 30th Annual World Crown 300 at Gresham Motorsports Park in Jefferson, Georgia back to August 10th, fans came out in force to see history written on the high-banked half-mile, and few went home disappointed. With one of the biggest crowds we've seen all year on hand, the 30th Annual World Crown 300 was set to roll off on Saturday night. The temperature in Jefferson, Georgia was hot, but the field of cars and drivers set to do battle on the North Georgia high banks was even hotter, as 23 drivers were set to fight around the GMP half mile, each with only one thing in mind: to be the one to wear the crown in victory lane at the end of the 300-lap grind. Bubba Pollard set fast time in qualifying and would lead the field down to green. When the field came to the green flag, it was Pollard jumping out to the early lead with T.J. Reed in pursuit. One lap later, Reed would flex his muscles as he moved to the lead, with Pollard sliding back to second and Chad Finley moving to third. Meanwhile, Augie Grill, who was out for some revenge after setting out the past few Southern Super Series races, was on the move as he charged his way to third. A little further back, Finley worked to hold off Preston Peltier for fifth, while defending race champion Chase Elliott closed from behind. Lap 18, Grill charges past Pollard to take over second place and begins working to close the gap on the leader. Lap 32, Grill gets the run on Reed for the top spot off turn 2, and he takes it. 2 laps later, Pollard gets around Reed and begins closing on Grill. Lap 48, Grill slides wide coming off the corner, allowing Pollard to close. Over the next 50 laps, the lead duo would put on an epic battle, one of the best ever seen in the 46-year history of the famed Georgia Speed Plant. Pollard would look inside time and again as the duo raced side by side lap after lap, bringing the capacity crowd to their feet as two of the most popular drivers in the Southeast fought tooth and nail for the top spot. Lap 60, Pollard gets a run on the inside, but a lap car costs him the run as Grill hangs on. Lap 72, Grill moves back solidly into the lead, but Pollard stays right on him. He won't let him get away. 2 laps later, Pollard is all over Grill again. Lap 76, Pollard gets a big run and almost clears Grill, but a lap car again spoils Pollard's run, and Grill holds the spot. The battle would continue over the next several laps. Lap 99, Pollard gets a break using a lap car against Grill and moves by to sweep into the lead. Lap 100, and race officials throw a competition caution. Officials had told teams in the drivers' meeting that while the race would have no segments, they would throw a competition yellow if the race went 100 straight green flag laps. However, caution laps continued to count. Pollard leads the field down pit road under caution for the first live pit stops of the night. With 12 cars on the lead lap, most teams made the decision to take 4 tires. But a few gambled on 2, including Chase Elliott. Elliott's Aaron's Dream Team knocked out a quick stop, and the Dawsonville, Georgia driver came out of the pits with the lead, followed by Reed, Daniel Hemrick, Kyle Benjamin, and Grill. Pollard had trouble on his stop and came back out at the back of the lead pack. On the lap 111 restart, Elliott and Reed go side by side for the lead. They would stay that way for almost 3 laps before Elliott finally put engine number 9 out front. Behind him, Grill is on the charge, and on lap 117, he moves past Reed to take second. Back behind the leaders, Pollard is driving like a man possessed, and he moves to 5th from the back of the pack in just a handful of laps. Lap 122, Grill moves to the inside of Elliott in turn 3, but the 112 washes up, nearly collecting the 9 car. Both drivers stay cool and hang on to their mounts, with Grill coming away with the lead. 2 laps later, Pollard closes on Elliott and begins to challenge him for second. Lap 126, Pollard makes the pass for the second spot, and now there's just one driver between him and the lead. It takes Pollard just 7 laps to close on Grill, and on lap 135, he begins hounding the leader. Pollard looks high, he looks low, he looks for daylight in every spot on every corner as the fans come to their feet. Lap 142, Pollard gets the inside line off turn 2, and the lead duo race side by side down the backstretch and into turn 3. Off turn 4, Pollard makes the pass and retakes the lead. Meanwhile, back behind the leaders, Elliott and Peltier are in a fight for third. The two go at it for several laps, with Elliott hanging on to the spot as Peltier hounds him lap after lap. Back out front, Pollard has pulled out to a 2.5-second lead over Grill. Lap 171, caution flies again for a car losing fluid. The only problem is race officials can't determine which car is losing the liquid. So the officials do something a little unique. They throw the red flag, bringing the field to a stop on the front stretch and sending an official out to check each car for a leak. The first one found is Augie Grill, who is sent to the pit area to make repairs. John Hunter Nemechek is also sent to the pits, his car apparently also losing fluid. With the caution back out, Bubba Pollard decides to stay out, but all the rest of the lead pack hits pit road. Elliott will come out first, with Daniel Hemrick in second. Realizing the disadvantage he's at, Pollard will hit pit road a couple of laps later for fresh tires. He'll restart again at the back of the lead pack. Meanwhile, both Grill and Nemechek return to the track, still on the lead lap. On the restart, Elliott holds the lead with Hemrick in second and Peltier in third. TJ Reed charges his way to second, while Peltier makes his way past Hemrick for third. Elliott and Reed put on a battle for the lead, with Elliott hanging on, while Pollard is on the charge again, moving to third on lap 180. Lap 185, Chris Fontaine goes around in turn 1, backing his car into the wall and bringing his night to an abrupt end. In replay, we see Fontaine goes around off Grill's front bumper after Fontaine checks up when Kyle Benjamin and Hunter Robbins get together. He'll walk away unhurt. The same cannot be said for his car. Under the yellow, Peltier, Hunter Robbins, and Austin Thoreau hit pit road. On the restart, Elliott and Reed again go at it for the lead, with Reed taking the top spot. Pollard moves to fight Elliott for second. He takes it away. A few laps later, Peltier will move around Elliott for third and looks to close on the leaders. Lap 206, Pollard gets to the inside of Reed, going side by side for the top spot, and going into turn 1, Pollard will move back to the lead. Peltier follows him into second, and 2 laps later, Peltier charges to the lead around Pollard. Pollard tries a crossover move off turn 4, but he can't make it as Peltier holds the top spot. Peltier moves out to a sizable lead, and the leaders ride for the next several laps. With 50 to go, Pollard closes on Peltier and begins stalking the leader. The Sonoa, Georgia speedster looks time and again worrying the leader. Lap 261, Pollard is all over Peltier, and the two will battle side by side, lap after lap, time after time, bringing the crowd to their feet. Lap 269, Pollard puts a power move on Peltier on the outside, where Angels fear to tread, and makes it stick using a lap car to help take the lead. Pollard seems to have the win within his grasp, but he gets caught behind Kyle Benjamin as the leaders work lap traffic, allowing Peltier to get by. From there, it's all Peltier's race as the North Carolinian moves away from the pack. Pollard tries to close, changing his line, but his tires are all used up. Peltier drives away, and Pollard can do nothing but watch. Final lap now, and off the 4th turn and under the checkered flag comes Preston Peltier as he wins the World Crown 300 and claims the title King of the Short Tracks. Pollard hangs on to finish in second, with Reed in third, Elliott in fourth, and Thoreau in fifth. Let's hear from the top 3. Did you come here thinking you were going to make history? Because, partner, you are the king of the short tracks. You just won the World Crown 300.
Well, I had to say my boss told me before I came down here I was going to win this race, and I'm confident in this team and this car. We got a good team, we got a good car, we know how to win races. We win everywhere else that we go, and I knew that we had it in us. We just had to pull it off.
From our standpoint, one of the most competitive races we've seen here ever. And there at the end, you and Pollard juking back and forth. fighting for the lead, fighting for the win. At any point, did you say, "Oh boy, I'm in trouble here"?
No, I don't give up ever. I could be 10th, leading and fall back to 10th, and I'm going to dig as hard as if I'm running for the lead, So name of the game is to come out here and put on a show for the fans, and I think we definitely did that tonight, and, man, I feel good about it.
How does it feel to have your name alongside Dick Trickle, Gary Ballou, Darrell Waltrip, all of those greats, Mike Eddy, that have won the World Crown, and now you can say, I'm one of them, I'm one of the legends, I won the World Crown?
I got to say, one of my heroes growing up, before I started driving these was Freddie Query, and I see his name on the list. He's won a lot of prestigious races, and, I just like to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, we had a good race car. We got by him there at the end. The race car was good the whole race, and I felt like we had to put on tires there at the end to make it to the end, because I figured it was going to go green the whole way, and it did. And we just didn't have the car we needed there at the end. Yeah, he was a little better off the corner than we was, and I got by him there, and it's the same typical thing that's been going on with the series all year. Lap cars don't get out of the way, so racing for $29 and lap cars won't move. So until we start wrecking these lap cars, they're not going to move out of the way. The racetrack ain't going to penalize them, ain't going to do nothing. So, it's part of racing. It is what it is. They're 3 or 4 laps down, but, good run. Got to thank my guys. Just didn't have enough at the end.
Just wish we was a little better there. Can't thank everybody who helps us. Oakwood Tire, Hall Fire Protection, Crow Custom Countertops, True Tech Industries, Can Restore, Cox Custom Interiors. I thought we had a little better piece in practice, but just needed to be just a little bit better in the race. So, but all in all, it wasn't a bad night.
We've got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have a look at local division action from the World Crown Weekend. You're watching Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. We'll be right back.